Phyno speaks on marriage and music career. Nigerian rapper Phyno has expressed his belief that marriage can negatively impact a music career, particularly for artists who are focused on achieving success in the industry. During a recent episode of the In My Opinion podcast, Phyno shared his thoughts on the subject, stating that music is a jealous career that demands full dedication. When asked whether marriage can hinder a person's music career, the rapper said, and I quote, "Check everybody, statistically I feel so. Music is a jealous career," end quote. Phyno also pointed out that many successful musicians have had to forego or delay their education in order to prioritize their music careers. He said, and I quote, "That's why people drop out of school to face music. The ones that had to juggle the two, you have to give them kudos because it is not easy," end quote. He explained, "Sometimes some people get to a certain fame level and rush back to school and continue from where they stopped because you have to actually face one. Music is tasking, it takes all your time," end quote. Phyno also spoke about the emotional nature of music, explaining that it often reflects the artist's personal experiences. Another thing about music is that it is what you pass through that you put into it. Life experiences, except you use songwriters, end quote, he said. But if you write your songs, you can't be talking about happiness when you've got a girlfriend that's stressing you, end quote. Phyno, who welcomed his first child in August 2023, did not reveal the identity of the mother. Despite the demands of his career, he seems to have embraced fatherhood while continuing to navigate the challenges of balancing his personal and professional life.
Alrighty, so I actually saw this before and seeing it again, interesting stuff, right? Because it was Bella Shmurda who said this one time when it was being interviewed by Kotti, and he was saying that, I think it was that interview, was saying that music is very jealous, like you cannot mix things up with it. And now Phyno saying that, you know, it can actually impact it negatively. Because if you look at it, it is just what you can see. They're very busy, they have shows, they have to be out at night for gigs, you know, and all of those things, socializing. When normal people are actually trying to build their family, trying to sing their children to bed, or, you know, like taking up some things, but then you're not available to do all of this. But some people are still juggling it, and they're juggling it well, because I don't know how it works for somebody like Ilbliss, but I know that Ilbliss appears to me to be a good husband and a good father. Every now and then he's posting his children, is like he's really in their lives and all that. I don't know how that works. I don't know how he's been able to juggle that.
Yeah, I agree with him, but also I disagree because I'll tell you, for instance, you have the likes of LD, you have the likes of Dr. Seed, Too Short, all those guys from that era. I mean, it wasn't like this era where everything has gone digital and you can make, you know, all the amount of monies that is being made on Spotify. You know,
and things were more difficult.
Yeah, things were more difficult. Now on Spotify, you can make about $0.0003 per stream. So if you have about 100K streams, that's about 34. No, if you have about, yeah, that's about 100K streams, that's about 34 million, you know, in dollars. So now things have changed. But back then, these guys didn't have a choice because they had to balance. They looked at the future. And what they were making at that time was basically peanuts, right? I mean, it was just from hand to mouth to feed. And you had the likes of LD who went into tech and is doing so well. You have the likes of Dr. Seed, who has a gaming company, the biggest gaming company in Africa. So it's cool. He was a doctor, he was a dentist before he actually started music. You remember his father was Justice Siri,
yeah.
You know, and he actually went to school, studied all that, and then he came out, he did music for a while. You know, he had multiple hit songs, although he's very underrated in Nigerian industry. He had multiple hit songs. Even when he joined More Hits and then went into Mavins, he still transcended. And he's making his money now from another industry entirely that is not even affiliated to music. So that's why education is really important. So if you cannot go to school, at least get some skill, even if it's data analysis, anything at all, because you never know where it's going to end. But I mean, the industry today has probably changed and you can make all the money that you earn, like that you deserve from music. So I guess it's a different ball game now.
Alrighty, so we move on.